Welcome back to Bankwest Stadium, where we wrap up all of the football action live right here on Fox Sports. But more pressure is mounting on the Western Sydney Wanderers, on that man right there, Marcus Barble. The visiting Premiers Perth Glory, 1-0 the final result, and they couldn't find the win. They did appear to find the back of the net, but it was chalked off. Welcome back, Tara Rush, and it's great to have your company. And to be joined by Mark Bosnich and Robbie Slater, that stuck down from off the pitch. Some fantastic interviews. Thanks so much for that, Robbie. We wrapped up the action here. We spoke to Marcus Barble. We spoke to their captain as well. Yep. And I dare say that we're going to hear more on the Wanderers situation in the coming days. I want to move to Friday night now, and the original rivalry between Melbourne Victory and Adelaide United. A lot of pressure for both sides. A new coach for Melbourne Victory. Robbie, to you, Adelaide, they got it done. 1 goal enough from Ben Halloran in the end. Yep. Melbourne Victory, though, and looking at the reaction from Andrew Naboot post-game, it almost felt like the tears and his reaction, how gutted he was, it didn't equate to the occasion.
No, it was, he was distraught at the end of the game. Of course, he had a number of chances to score, but they just couldn't do it, and that's the common denominator in the competition at the moment. The teams that don't score are struggling. I know that sounds very oversimplistic, but that's exactly what it is. And for someone like Andrew Naboot, who expects a lot of himself, so he puts a lot of pressure on himself, and I think you can see with his reaction at the end, it was all that pressure he's putting on himself. He's got to take a step back, though. It's not all on him. There are other players in the side, but in some ways, you've got to rate it as well, because that's how much, and that's what it should do. It should hurt. And it's obviously hurt him. You're playing for a big club, the biggest in the land over the duration of this competition since it started. So it hurt, and you like to see that. I know that might sound a little bit silly.
Did you read it the same way? It was just the culmination, Andrew Naboot's reaction off the week that they had with Marco going with Carlos in the seat?
I thought it was surprising, the reaction of Naboot. I mean, lucky it wasn't a cup final. What was he going to do, dig a hole in the ground and go underneath it? Okay, they lost the game, he missed the chances. Yeah. I hear what Robbie's saying, but to cry after a game like that, I mean, look, okay, that's just me. Maybe it's me, I'm being a little bit old-fashioned there. But in terms of Melbourne Victory, the club, that's another big club. Well, that's arguably the biggest club in the land. In terms of their support anyway, who are in a little bit of a mess at the moment. And you have to say, in a lot of instances, rather self-inflicted. The managers, they've parted ways. There was obviously more problems than just what was going on the pitch. And they made that decision, and fair play to them for making that decision. There are a lot of stories coming out, unconfirmed, I must add, about training methods and so forth. And they have had a lot of soft tissue injuries, which does usually point towards that. But right now they've got to make a decision, and this is what I was talking about. What in terms of Wanderers, are they going to go with the caretaker for the rest of the year? Are they going to bring in somebody new? Because this business of I've seen this quite a lot of people saying, well, this season doesn't matter. Yes, it does, especially to their 28,000 members. And if they get it right, as we've seen in that little spell where they had just before the Central Coast game, they could still be a real threat to the competition. You can't just, with 4 months to go, even if regardless of the fact you think, okay, you know what we're going to do, Rob, we're going to steady the ship, but next season we're going to bring so-and-so. Okay, but there's still this season. Yeah. You've still got a responsibility to those 28,000 members that you have, season ticket holders, to really go for it. And when all their players are fit, and we saw that against Melbourne City in the derby, they are a real threat. And it's quite simple. I thought Adelaide were by far the better team in the first half. Victory had their chances, like Robbie said, didn't take them. But that's been pretty much the story of their season as well. But there are another ones, like I said to you, they've got to sort their stuff out and get something going, because there's still just under halfway of the season to go. And they've got the Asian Champions League. So I mean,
He's got a tough run coming in, doesn't he, when you speak about Asian Champions League on Tuesday. That's to Bali United. Then he's got a big blue. He could go to Japan and play Kashima, then go to Perth, and then have a Melbourne derby. That is a tough run for a new coach. Carlos Salvatore, did you see the beginnings or maybe a couple of fingerprints of more of an attacking philosophy in what you saw against Adelaide?
I saw pretty much what we've been seeing, and it's far too early for him to put his imprint on it. But, Victory knew this at the start of the season. That's what was coming. It was clear what was ahead, and that's what that club wants. That's what its fans wants. It wants games. It wants big games, and it wants to get better and better. It's just having a very difficult time. And I think when you look at what Kevin Muscat had done at that club, it was always going to be difficult for someone taking over.
Gertjan Verbeek, though, he did get a good reaction. He put all of his players on notice, in particular Ryan Kiddo, and they did react in a positive way. They had 4 losses on the trot and they bounced back to winning ways. So our refreshing moment of the round, and this is a side note, I wanted to say that the refreshing moment of the round came from a text message you got from your mum when he didn't shark dive. But this moment right here, Kate Jakovic's history-making night, first female referee to officiate an A-League game, and she is all clutch. She was fantastic in City v Jets. Amazing at the Women's World Cup, 9 W League Grand Finals, but you guys said it on the coach, wrapped her up last night, but it was incredibly well-deserved. What
Great
about...
choice as well. And remember, the best compliment you can pay any referee of any sport is to say, I didn't even notice a referee was out there.
That is what you said. Jets, on the other hand, City got the win, Jets didn't. Carl Robinson, he's got a bit of a task on his hand.
Well, he's Robbie's ex-teammate, so I'll let
That's
Robbie
right,
take
I didn't even... I'd forgotten that.
Played with each other at Wolverhampton Wanderers.
So I wasn't there for very long, but certainly Carl was there, So, yeah, look, he's got a big job. They're last on the ladder, and they can't score goals. And Craig Dean said something interesting before the game about you can't keep telling the players they can't score goals because that's not going to do anything for their confidence. But he is right in some ways. And you've just got to keep... The only thing you can do, whether it be the Wanderers out here, whether it be the Victory down in Melbourne, the teams that aren't going well, Central Coast lost today at Western United, is you've just got to go back to the training pitch. And that's your job. You've got to go and do the repetitive stuff and train and just hope that it comes. But you know what? At the end of the season, someone's going to win it and someone's going to finish last. So that's just the way it is. It happens every season. But the only way you can change your destiny is not only the coach, who has a part to play, of course, and the coaching staff, but it's also individually the players. It's up to them as well to work harder, to train more, to do extras. And I heard that from Wenzel Halls yesterday in his post-match interview where he came on and he was the hero, and he said, I've just been going to training, I've been doing my extras and just hoping that I get my chance. And guess what? He got his chance and he got his reward. So that's what every player has to do, whether you're at a successful club at the moment or whether you're at a club that's struggling. It's the only thing you can do.
And I dare say he's going to feature next. Dylan Wenzel Halls, our Western Union player of the round. Moving money for better, Robbie Slater.
Yes.
Does it come from Brisbane Roar? Does it come from Dylan?
It's Wenzel Halls. It's been the story of Brad Inman in recent weeks for Brisbane, but this really was about this cameo off the bench, and Scott McDonald played his part as well. It was, Robbie Fowler tactically tweaked it at half-time. He made a double substitution, came up trumps. Wenzel Halls, 1 minute and 40 seconds, and that's what he did. So there's my player of the round for you.
Tidy. What about you?
Me, I'm going for Craig Noon. I thought he was absolutely fantastic yesterday. This was a superb goal and really underlines the fact that you don't need absolute power to beat a goalkeeper. If you see where this ball started, it was probably about 2 or 3 feet outside the right-hand post of the goalkeeper, and it was a superb strike. And Manchester City played really well. And look, after their, you could say, it would be a little bit confidence-destroying game against Sydney. They've slowly but surely built themselves back up. And they're a wonderful example. Another wonderful example for these teams that we were talking about before is Brisbane. Brisbane 3 or 4 weeks ago before they came here, we were talking about pressure that they kept doing, kept playing. Robbie made a good point about people keep training and this, that and the other. You will get your opportunity. And slowly but surely it's come. And yesterday, they rode their luck in the first half, but that's what happens. They kept the goalkeeper was fantastic. Kept them in the game along with the central defenders as well. And then second half they were absolutely fantastic. And and it's a wonderful example for your Newcastles, for your Wanderers, your Central Coast. So look and say, well, if they can do it, we can do it. And that's the type of thinking that you've got to have, because it's 6 teams out of 10. So there's always a chance if you put a run together, you can get into that top 6.
That 6th spot is going to be very tight.
Perth
you
6
do
games
get the
ago
feeling.
were rock bottom.
Yes.
They've put a run of 6 games and now they're challenging.
Look at them now. Look at them now. My player of the round, well, he came from tonight, Bruno Fornaroli, goal-scoring machine. Yes, we know that from his time at Melbourne City. Reaped the rewards here tonight. 5 goals in 4 games. Jake Brimmer, yes, he tidied it up, that errant pass, but Bruno Fornaroli, who else was there to finish it off? And, of course, he's got that telepathic communication that goes on, not just with Castro, but Chianese and also Economides when he's on the pitch as well. And let's get some reaction now from Bruno Fornaroli. Adam Peacock's with him.
Yeah, thanks very much. We've got Bruno Fornaroli here. We've got an audience, of course. A lot of advice. I don't know if you can hear me. It's louder noise in here than out there.
Will be hard, maybe someone can translate for me, or no?
Hey, how was that tonight? You looked absolutely stuffed at the end. Very humid conditions, a lot of running for you when the team couldn't hold on to the ball.
Yeah, of course. It's hard to play in that condition, but all the team do very well, and this is why we win the 3 points.
With this team, who do you like to talk to the most? Who do you not like to talk to the most?
Ooh, big question. I don't like to talk too much with Marcella. It's a little bit negative, but now we are roomy this time, so it's improved now.
6 wins in a row is you all obviously get on. Seriously, you all get on. It's a good place to be. You're so happy that you're here and you're part of it, and you really enjoy your football again.
Yeah, exactly. This is the key for me. Enjoy my football again. Is the boys make me easy. We have a beautiful group you can see now, and then it's the win is part of this. Everyone push to the same side, and this is great.
And your little friend Diego, there he is over there. Actually, he tried to avoid us, but don't pan across. No one's got. There's no don't Gaz. There's people with their strides off over there. We don't want to take that in. But Diego, he doesn't like doing interviews with us at all.
No, he don't like because I think he does speak good English actually.
It's
I'm
okay.
better English than him, so this is why I little shy to talk. But it's okay. Good friend.
Good to see you with a smile on your
Thank you,
face.
mate.
Goals
Thank you very
again.
much.
Well done. Cheers.
Thank you.
Glad to see the camera stayed exactly where it was. Fascinating battle for Perth Glory. Next weekend it is 2v3, so it's Melbourne City v Perth Glory. Cannot wait for that clash.
The game that kicked everything off.
Yeah, it's good to see some smiling faces, though, isn't it? It's all very serious around this place.
No, very
from
true.
the visitors.
Right at this moment in time, they're a wonderful story. Robbie said he hit it the nail on the head. And if they happen to go on and do something this season, that game, when Robbie was saying bottom of the table,
Bottom of the
only
table,
6 points.
That's all the other teams need to
Pressure
look
starting
at.
to come on. Are they the same? This, that, and the other. They go and beat Melbourne City and look at the results. 6 straight.
You said we'll see how it plays out. Rob, I'll ask you, is Marcus Bubble here when they play the Central Coast Mariners or when they travel to play them in 2 weeks' time? What do you think?
Well, it's not... Do I think he'll be here? I don't know. I'm not in a position to be able to say whether he will or not be. That's for the people at the club to decide. So... it's really something I can't answer.
We shall wait and see. Loads of football heading away, though, across this week. Live on Fox Sports, of course. Melbourne Victory, they're back in action. Their ACL qualifier against Bali United. That on Tuesday evening in the early hours of Thursday morning, late Wednesday night, Thursday morning. The Ollie Roos as well, a semi-final against South Korea or Jordan. 2 bites of the cherry to qualify for the Olympics.
Yeah.
A huge thumbs up from you, Bozzy, you've got to say. So big congratulations. And Friday night as well, it's a double header heading away, but headlined by a massive big blue Melbourne Victory and Sydney FC back from the bye to play that one in Melbourne. Jens, thanks so much for your company this evening.
Thanks, Mark.
Thanks so much, and thank you so much for joining us at home as well. We really enjoyed your company. Enjoy all of the football heading your way right here live on Fox Sports across the week. We'll see you very soon.
This has been a Fox Sports production.